Hi, everybody, and welcome to Warrior Nation Team Call. We do have a very special guest with us today. The date is Tuesday, June 23rd, and we have Melissa joining us, my amazing success partner. And I'm super happy that she's here because she has a really big, huge heart and passion when it comes to challenge groups and running challenge groups and how to share challenge groups and people engaged in challenge groups. So Melissa, thank you for being here. If you don't mind starting off really quick in regards to like sharing a little bit about yourself, like what got you interested in Beachbody and a little bit of your story, that would be awesome.
Most definitely. So thanks for the introduction. I'm super happy to be here. I could talk challenge groups till the cows come home. So when Joanna asked me to chat, I was like, heck yeah. So quick about me. My name is Melissa McSherry Carr. I am a diamond coach and I've been with Beachbody for 2 years now. My background actually is in fitness. I've been in the fitness industry for about 10 years. I'm a certified personal trainer. And my journey actually started with me working at a corporate gym, getting completely burnt out by the corporate side of it and screwed over. And then getting married, getting pregnant. I have a 3-year-old son named Max, who you will probably see running around and hear running around. So I apologize for any interruptions in advance. But when he was born, with my schedule and my husband at the time, I decided to take a step back and do some medical billing online so I could stay home and be with him. And I was absolutely miserable because fitness is my thing. It is my passion, helping people. That's what makes my heart sing. So fast forward to, 2 years from now, so 2013, I met actually my upline, Jessica, on Twitter. And she invited me to a challenge group. She got to know me. She, formed me, which we all know what that is now. And, built a great relationship with me and invited me to host or to be a part of her challenge group. And with talking with her more and more, I actually skipped the whole challenge group thing and instantly signed up as a coach. So that was 2 years ago. My amazing Team Better Than Before is phenomenal. And it's been such an amazing journey. I can't even begin to describe. I mean, I could do a whole other phone call on how Beachbody has changed my life. But I won't go into that. So I'll just kind of go into the meat potatoes of this call. So challenge groups have always been my thing. I started off instantly doing Shakeology. Back in the day, it was a 7-day challenge, 7-day Shakeology challenge. That's where I started right off the bat. Then went to 30-day challenge groups. Because fitness, like I said, is my passion. Now, it doesn't have to be your passion to run an amazingly successful challenge group. You just have to be creative and consistent. Those are my 2 keys. So I'm going to start at the very beginning. To start with, I would say the best base for any amazing challenge group is your consistency in the beginning of posting about your journey on Facebook. If you're not consistently sharing your journey, and if you're not consistently showing how much you love Beachbody and how much it's changed you, how much it's changed, team members, people on your team or people in past challenge groups, then that people aren't going to really know what you're talking about. So if you invite them to a challenge group and you haven't really been sharing what you've been doing, most of them are going to be like, why would I do that? You're not really doing it. That's kind of going to be the mindset of it, right? If they're not seeing you consistently showing how amazing the stuff is and how amazing the program of whatever you're doing is.
Ooh, Melissa, you're frozen on us.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Am I better now?
Yeah.
I restarted my internet. Am I better?
Ooh, I'm losing you again. Can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Am I here?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Stuff, but I'll just kind of backtrack a little. So consistently sharing your journey. And that just shows that, that's what subconsciously sets them up for wanting to be a part of your challenge group, whether they like it or not, or whether they know it or not. So first step, always pick a date. I'd be amazed how many coaches don't pick a date. They just go, I want to do one, and they just start inviting. If you don't have a date, you really don't have anything to invite to, and you have no sense of urgency for yourself or for your challengers. So I always do the same date every month because it helps with my schedule. So I always do the 3rd Monday of every month. And then backtracking 2 weeks before that, that's when I start really pushing. So 2 weeks before is when I start forming, and I make the deadline for ordering midnight that Sunday, because that gives them a whole week to get their stuff in, and or you have a whole week to kind of pick up on those stragglers that will, there's always those couple that will order late. So pick a date, start 2 weeks back, start pushing that whole week and make that deadline midnight that Sunday. Because that, again, gives you a sense of urgency to return those messages, because I know I have the enemy of procrastination like no other. And it gives your challengers a sense of urgency, because you want them to be a part of it. So if you're like, look, girl, midnight tonight, let's get it done, I'm so excited, then they see that you're really pushing for them and cheering for them, so they're going to get it in. So that's always my first thing. Second thing, be creative. There are really no rules to a challenge group, honestly. There are guidelines that I like to share with people. But the first thing I always like to say is, I don't like to use the term challenge group. If you ever see me post or kind of advertise or anything like that, I never use the term challenge group. And I learned that from Amber Snow / Amber Scott. She's kind of my go-to girl that I learned from a lot, top coach in challenge groups. And she always says, never use the lingo, because a challenge group sounds scary. Challenge group sounds challenging, and some people are going to shy away from that. So I never call it a challenge group. I always name it something different every single month. Right now I have the mommy makeover month. So I went with my niche and hit up moms, and we have this amazing, I have 55 people in my challenge group right now. Last month I did the simple summer slim down, which was basically a Shakeology challenge. So it's about being creative, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be like, I wonder if this is going to work. Because honestly, those gut feelings that, you feel like this is going to be really interesting and really fun, those are the ones that are going to be successful. My mommy's group, I literally threw together. I was like, this sounds awesome. And I just instantly invited all of my moms that I know. Same with my summer slim down. I just had this hunch that I was like, the biggest objection I've been getting lately is nobody has time to work out. Fine. Let's not focus on fitness. Let's focus on nutrition. So I did a Shakeology challenge. So, work with it. Be creative. Co-host. If you have other coaches to co-host, that makes life so much easier, because you guys can divvy up the weeks. You're not constantly trying to have to post every single day. And, you get more people and more interaction in the group. So those two things are really, really key that I've found that a lot of coaches tend to kind of not really focus on. They just focus on, it's a challenge group and we're going to do it this way because that's what, my upline did. And I've always taken a different path with these things. Another thing that I don't do, which some coaches do, and again, these are just guidelines, not rules. I do not make challenge packs a requirement. Of course, they are the first thing that I suggest because they're going to get the best results from that. But at the end of the day, I'm about helping people, and anything and everything that I can do to help them become healthy and happier, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to get it back tenfold, whether it's in karma or referrals or anything like that. So of course I start with the challenge pack. If I get a ton of objections and they're just like, look, I just can't, money, then I say, totally understand. Money is a huge factor. It always gets in the way of everything that you need or want. How about this? What do you think you could benefit from the most right now, focusing on fitness or nutrition? And they'll say one or the other, like, great, fitness. Let's forget about the Shakeology. Let's just go with the program. And it's only this. They don't want to, they really, they kind of have a program that they like to do, whether it's at the gym or running. They're like, great, let's focus on nutrition. Start off with the Shakeology. Again, if money is a little bit tight, then start with the 6-day challenge. There's ways to work around it. Again, if you continually work with them and work with them, not like constantly trying to, defend each objection with this and this reason, you're building that trust with them. And sooner or later, they're going to come around. I'm kind of proud to say that a lot of my clients are repeat customers. In fact, that they actually buy new programs every 30, 60 to 90 days because I've built that relationship with them. And it started off with either Shakeology, and now that they love the fitness programs, or it started with fitness programs, and now they're on Shakeology HD. On top of that, they give out referrals like no other because they know I love them. And I literally do work with them every single day to make them successful. Other thing, there's in there, again, I'm going to go just specifically with Beachbody kind of fitness program challenge groups. There's a whole other slew call I could do on free challenge groups. But let's just focus on just the Beachbody ones, or else I'll talk to you guys for like 3 hours straight. So the next part obviously is, so you have a creative name, you have a date. Next is inviting, which is probably the scariest part for most people. I love inviting because I love to form. I can form till the cows come home because I'm a naturally nosy person. So the first thing I like to do is, if you haven't run a challenge group in a while, or maybe this is your first one, I most definitely suggest you guys do a group event evite. But I say that with a little bit of an asterisk. Be conscious of who you're inviting. Don't just say, invite all friends. Because if you're a coach, you just invited probably 150 coaches to your challenge group, and none of us want to see that in their newsfeed. I tell my PS coaches they are more than welcome to invite me if they need me to check in and kind of see how I run things. But be cognitive of who you're inviting. It kind of goes back to, I don't know if you guys have been invited to some Jamberry, and I'm sorry if there's any Jamberry people on here, but you just automatically been invited, or not even invited, you just added into this group. And you're just like, why am I here with 400 people that I don't know? So if it's somebody that you really haven't formed in a while, or somebody that you haven't even talked to, I would PM them and form them first and then invite them. But if everybody else, evite. So I just say, don't be judgy. Don't be like, well, I don't think so because she said no 3 months ago. If you talk to them about it, invite them. But just be cognitive of who you're inviting. Because if you're just going to send mass invite after mass invite after mass invite, it becomes white noise. It becomes those flyers in the mail that you just throw away that you don't even look at. So just be cognitive. So once I sent the direct, and be creative in the event invite too, in the description, make it fun. For my mom's one, I decided to do prizes this time, which has been, I'm going to get to that, which has been hugely successful. Make it personal, make it to who you're talking to, make it to what this is about. Don't just make it this generally, hey, it's a small group of us. We're going to keep each other accountable and eat clean and work out. Are you interested? Because we've all said that a million times. Be creative. So once people start RSVPing, I usually give people about a couple of days to see who's RSVP'd. So my RSVP yeses, I obviously contact them within 24 hours. And I always follow it up. And if you guys have a pen and paper, this is seriously like my meat, and this is like my gravy. I always follow it up with, I'm so excited that you've RSVP'd yes to my group. I can't wait to get started. In order for me to make sure that I am supporting you to the best of my ability, if I send you a couple of quick health fitness questions, would you answer them for me? And they always say yes. So here are my 5 fitness questions. I ask everybody and their mother, and I teach everybody. Hi, babe. First one is, what is your main health and fitness goal? Second, are you currently doing any type of health fitness program? If so, do you like it? Third, what forms of exercise do you enjoy? Cardio, dancing, kickboxing, resistance training, yoga, Pilates? And did you just notice that I just described all 4 categories in Beachbody? Hi. Number 4, are there any injuries or limitations I need to be aware of? Hey, Bubba, not on my couch, please. Down, please. Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. Matt, thank you. It always takes a second to see if he can jump on the furniture. It is a stingray. Are there any injuries or limitations I need to be aware of? This is big just in a holistic sense. Again, this is the personal trainer side of me. I want to make sure that I am really suggesting a program for them that they will benefit from the most. So if I know that they've never worked out a day in their life, they have a bad back, or they run Ironmans, no limitations, then that helps you narrow it down. No, those are outside bubbles, Bella. And then number 5, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your nutrition? And are you happy with that number? So that takes you back to the Shakeology. So those answers to those 5 questions, I can narrow down to what they're looking for, whether it's fitness and nutrition or both, what they like to do. So I can instantly, I always come back with at least 2 suggestions, and I send them videos from the back office of programs that I think that they would enjoy or benefit from. And then are they interested in Shakeology? How do they like their nutrition? How can I help them on that end? And that just puts them in a their own bubble. And that way I can instantly be like, perfect. I know what I can do for you. And because you took the time to get to know them, and then I usually follow up with, thank you for asking. Love your honest answers. I have a couple of programs in mind. If I sent you some quick videos, would you watch them? If you guys have listened to GoPro, this is exactly what he teaches. Then they say yes. Then I send them a couple of videos from the back office, see which one they like. Boom. So those 5 fitness questions I ask everybody. And it's the perfect way to get to know them and form them quickly, especially in challenge group sense, without this kind of constant back and forth of, well, I don't know how to ask them, or I don't know what they really want to do. It just gets quick to the point. And then from there, you can form them a little bit more throughout the process. But those are my 5 questions that I teach everybody, and they are golden. So for my maybes, I contact them obviously within 24 hours. And I PM them and say, hey, I saw that you RSVP'd maybe. Obviously, I would love to have you in this group. Are there any questions can I help you with? And now I know what the reservations are. And if they're like, well, it's time, I don't have money, then you can find how to work it again. If if it's money, just like, how much does it cost? It's the follow-up of, well, it depends on really what you want to do. If I sent you a couple of quick health fitness questions, would you answer me so I would know how to, help you the most? Answer the 5 questions. Boom. Like, those are seriously my go-to. And I'd be more than happy, Joanna, to put those in a document if you want to put those in your Dropbox. I can definitely share that with you. So once we get everybody invited, obviously sending them deadline orders. I always remind people, this is the deadline, this is the deadline, this is the deadline. So once all of that is done, then it's how do you run an engaging challenge group, which I'm not like the guru of this. There have been some challenge groups where I'm like, I'm like, is there anybody here? Like, I'm talking to myself. But then there's some challenge groups that just rock it. And this one I'm doing right now, the moms one, I have found a couple of things that I've tried differently that have really helped me become engaged. The first one, kind of going back to inviting, about a week before the challenge group started. So beforehand, I said that this time I decided to do prizes. And I mentioned that in the description that they would be prizes. So on the event page about a week before, I put, hey, mamas, and I tagged everybody who's already RSVP'd yes. Since you guys already RSVP'd, you get a chance at our first prize. The first 5 mamas who put on their timeline or put on their news for their status that they're super excited to be starting this mamas group, and tag 4 other women who haven't been invited, gets a Starbucks gift card. I went from 19 RSVPs to 34 RSVPs in about 20 minutes. And I had about 12 new friend requests, new people to form. And I'm out $25 because I'm going to do $5 each. I didn't tell them how much it was going to be. I just said the Starbucks gift card. So be creative again. Like, it was literally a lightning bolt that hit me in the shower. I'm like, let's try it. If I get 4 people or 1 person from each, that's 4 new people to form. And again, that's 4 more people that maybe they can invite. So that was my first prize. The second thing I started doing are the second way that I love to be creative and also just makes your life easier. I know that some of the stresses can be, what do I post? Oh God, I have to post again. Oh crap. And then you're like scrambling. You're like, okay, it's now like noon and I haven't posted anything. I like to make themes for each day. I don't necessarily tell them what the theme is, but internally I know what it is. And that just gives me, I know that this day is this is one post. So I do Motivational Monday. So obviously something motivational. Tips Tuesday, whether that be a fitness tip, a nutritional tip, a makeup tip. I mean, it depends on what your niche is. Work It Wednesday. I always post a quick at-home cardio workout that you can do, usually with no weights attached. Thirsty Thursday, I either do let's be honest, an alcoholic beverage, a non-alcoholic beverage, or a Shakeology recipe. Flex Friday, because I just kind of love Flex Friday. You can also do Fun Friday. Hey, man, a little quieter, Bubba. There you go. Thank you. Fun Friday, if you want to do that instead, maybe like a funny joke or something along those lines. Supper Saturday, any kind of recipe. Celebration Sunday. I love Celebration Sunday. I have everybody celebrate one. Oh, it's a kitty. He's so cute. I have, my son just biffed it. Oh, so I always have them. He's so soft. I always have them do one celebration. It can be scale, non-scale, the fact that they, woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, anything and everything that they accomplished that week. I want to celebrate it because I tend to think people forget the small victories and they just focus on the big ones. So they're like, oh, I didn't lose the 15 pounds. Well, did you run a mile for the first time in your life? Well, yeah. Boom, let's celebrate it. And then, if you want to follow up with, great, so how can I help you next week? And what do you want to accomplish next week? I love Celebration Sunday. So those are the 7 things. Those are the 7 days that I always post on. And again, it just helps me stay focused and not scramble. Because I can be like, oh, it's Monday, motivational. Quickly find a motivational quote, yada, yada, yada. So as it kind of gets along, always remember that you're still there to encourage them and comment yourself. If they post something, comment on it. If it's something that, if you see somebody who's consistently posting, these are kind of my 2 nuggets on how to find your coaches. If you have a rock star challenger who is consistently posting without you having to push, pull, bribe, and they're just consistently commenting and encouraging, I always do 2 things. 1, I personally message them and say, hey, you've been such an inspiration. I'm so thankful that you're in this group. I have a favor to ask you. I'm going to be wicked busy tomorrow and I'm not going to really be able to post. Would you mind posting something, and then whatever day it is, a quick Shakeology recipe or just a quick, motivational quote for me? I would super appreciate it. That's coaching. Second thing I do is if they've had some huge success or even little success and they're wicked excited about it, I ask them to post that as the status on their Facebook and tag me. Say, hey, that's so awesome. Everybody needs to celebrate it. Would you feel comfortable posting that in your status and tagging me in it? Because if it's something especially product specific, what, babe? Okay, come here. Like, for example, I had a challenger who had her first Shakeology. Yeah, come on, let me help you. Okay, you do it. And she was floored by it. She absolutely loved it. She's like, I can't believe I lived my life without this. Like, those were actual words. So you know what? I think it'd be awesome if you posted that on your status. And she's like, even better, I'll post a picture. Score. Do a picture. So she did a picture. She did how awesome she loved her Shakeology, how she couldn't live without it. She instantly had 6 people asking her what that was. So I messaged her. I said, your post was perfect. You rocked. I'm like, do you see how many people are so interested? Just to let you know, if 3 of those people purchased Shakeology through you, yours is paid for. She's like, oh, really? Yeah. Coaching. And she's now one of my rock star coaches because she already had that passion and she knew that I had her back and her and support, that she saw the benefit and the positivity of it and took off with it, and she's been rocking it. So those 2 things I always tell my coaches to look out for. Those rock star people, and just be like, hey, would you mind posting for me? Because then when you do talk to them about coaching, which you should, when they say, I don't know what it is, refer back to it. Oh, remember that time when I told you, like, that's coaching. You see what I've been doing every day, what you've been doing every day? That's coaching. Let's hook up on a phone call. I'd love to talk to you more about. Or if your team has a coaching at a glance group, invite them to that. I always prefer the 3-way phone call just because it's quick to the point and a lot more personal. So those are kind of been my 2 huge things, especially with finding coaches in my group, because with challenge groups, it's almost easier because they already love the product. They're already obsessed with it. Then when you throw in the fact that, you can do 25% off and they can be a preferred customer, then that just makes it's just like the cherry on top. And then if you've already done these examples, we're like, well, this person already loves it. This is how you share. You did it. Good job. We're potty training. See, we love Celebration Sunday. Those are easy keys to just refer back to and just show them really how easy this business is if you're doing it consistently and you're doing it positively. So I have something, I totally just put my notes. Oh, there. So kind of going back to contests, again, these are a couple things that I've tried this challenge group. Ooh, 10 minutes, see? I'll talk fast. Contests are awesome. I did a couple where I'm like, whoever posts the most, in the next week gets a Target gift card. I didn't have to post for like a week and a half. Whoever has the most sweaty selfies in this 30 days gets a gift card. Be creative, guys. That's probably the biggest thing you guys could take away is the 5 fitness questions, which are golden. And be creative, be positive, co-host. No rules, just guidelines. And if you guys want to pick my brain, feel free to, what, babe? Okay, just a second. PM me, friend request me, text me. I'll give you my phone number. I'm an open book. But thank you so much, Joanna, for giving me the time to kind of talk your guys' ear off.
Melissa, thank you. That was amazing. I love your 5 questions. And the whole contest thing, I have something similar to that. I actually use a graphic that's kind of like 5 points for this, 4 points for this. Ooh, and I'll put that in our team page too. We can swap some ideas here for sure. Does anybody have any questions for Melissa? You guys are all kind of muted, so feel free to unmute your audio and shoot away.
All right, I got a question.
Go for it, girl.
Oh gosh, now I just lost my brain. Mommy brain going on.
Oh, girl,
when you're running the challenge groups, are you doing the particular program or?
Oh, thank you. I did skip that part.
Okay.
I normally don't, just because I feel like that limits my focus, and people then sometimes. Okay, people sometimes, if they don't fit in that niche, then they feel like they've missed out. So I hardly ever do program specific. Hold on, bud. I'm skipping a little. So I think there was one time I did the 21-day fix just because I was doing it myself and I needed the extra accountability. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to. Oh, wrong button. Oh, wait, hold on. Shoot. Sorry. Again, mommy multitasking. So no, I don't always do it program specific. Because I just feel for myself, it just limits too many people. And I like having the different programs, and I like having different people do different things. So, but again, that's totally up to you. If you have like a timeline where like, I only have 3 weeks, then of course, 21-day fix, duh. But I do always make them 30 days and I don't make them program specific. Sorry,
and you're not finding people lose interest after, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like 21-day fix is always where I end up, because anything I've tried that's longer, I don't know where anyone goes. They just disappear.
Yeah. And I think it depends.
Maybe it's me. I don't
know. No. Like I said, okay, buddy. Hold on 1 second. I know, look. Sorry, I'm trying to do it. Where's that silly button? Yes, there you go. Since I love so many different programs and I've done so many different programs, for some reason, I haven't really run into that. Of course, there are some times where I do get those crickets and people come after a week. But I think it's because I do consistently change things up with the posts and do the contests and try to, and I PM them at least once a week, and I try to keep people as engaged as possible. And that seems to be what works for me. But I have coaches who do nothing but, I know, Baba, I'm doing it right now. Who do nothing but just PIO because they love PIO and that's what they do. I know Joanna has amazing 21-day fixed groups. So I really don't think there's an actual, perfect answer, but I just found for me, I don't do program specific. Okay. I wish I had like this magic formula that made everybody work perfectly, but yeah, I think it just depends on your niche too, and kind of what your focus is.
Doing the 21 days, but sorry, did I cut you off, Joanna?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Very quick.
I was talking. Anyway, no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. So, do you don't follow at all what's it called? The formats that they have for the coach office?
No.
No, not at all. Okay.
I actually didn't know those existed until a little while ago. Like I said, I've kind of always been the person that just did her own thing. And since I used to run boot camps and, and fitness groups, because that is my background, I just went with my gut and just kind of created my own format. And I just found for me, after the 30 days is done, I know some coaches keep their challenge groups open and just continue to add in people. So they always have a 20 one, a T25 one, things like that. And then I can't do that. I don't have enough time in the day. I don't have enough focus. So what I do is if they don't want to transfer into my next challenge group, I have a team page like you guys do too. I move them into there and be like, fantastic. I have this awesome team page. I introduce them to the entire team. I'm always continually posting in there as well. But my challenge groups always rotate, always change, always something different, and sometimes even a different niche.
So with your new coaches that you have come onto your team and they're interested in running challenge groups, do you give them like a format or just tell them to wing it as well? Or
I have them actually co-host with me.
Oh, okay.
Just so they can kind of see how I run. Obviously, we have training on how to invite, and I did a phone call like this with my team as well. And I go over with them, how I invite, how to start, consistently posting about your journey to begin with. But I usually have them co-host with me. And if they don't, it's actually usually me and another established coach, just so they don't feel pressure that they're like, oh man, I suck because I didn't invite anybody. But they usually ghost me in a couple of challenge groups just to see how I run it. But I do always give them the guidelines, very much like the notes that I have for you guys today, and the 5 fitness questions and things like that. So I do give them the guidelines that have made me successful. But I tell them if it doesn't ring true to you and you want to try something different, do it. You never know until you try.
Cool. Well, we have 2 minutes and 44 seconds left. I would love to quickly hear from you, if you don't mind sharing, where do you see Beachbody taking you and, what's your goal for the future?
Ooh, actually, this is a great question. So delving into a little bit of my personal side, I am newly divorced. So I'm now a single mom. All good. No boo-hoos. Oh, did you just wave, Jennifer? Yay! So I honestly, Beachbody has given me kind of the strength and the confidence to actually move forward with this. And I'm actually a little excited about it. So it's a very amicable split. Anyway, so I'm excited because I know this company is going to take me far and I'm going to take this company far, my team far. So my goal is, I have it on my, my affirmation board is I'll be making $150 a year by next year. And I will, have a team of creative, consistent, determined, passionate, positive leaders. And, I'm just so excited for where this is going to take me and my team and, everybody else's company. So I've got huge dreams, and you better freaking believe it. They are going to be checking off that list soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm going to put this recording in the team page. And you guys, if you have any questions, Melissa is amazing and super cool. And like she said, an honest, open book. So feel free to message her. And thanks for your time. And I'll see everybody soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
nice to meet
guys.
y'all.